Corruption, corruption, corruption. This one is corrupt even for Donald Trump. This rivals the multi-billion-dollar crypto grift that Trump is running. It's not entirely unpredictable, but the brazenness of what I'm about to tell you is really something. Donald Trump has declared that he intends to authorize the sale of F-35 fighter jets to Saudi Arabia. These are some of the most advanced top-tier weapons in the world. The announcement comes just as the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman, the very man who U.S. intelligence agencies say directed the horrific murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi, arrives in the United States for a White House meeting. And Donald Trump says the following when asked, are you going to sell them the F-35?
You're hosting Saudi Arabia. Are you planning to sell F-35s to Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
And also, are you looking at doing a similar security agreement like you did with Qatar?
Yeah, no, I am planning on doing that. Yeah.
You're going to
They
sell
want to
the
buy.
F-35s?
They've been a great ally. They've got to like us very much. Look at the Iran situation, what we did in terms of obliterating, we obliterated their nuclear capability. Yeah, I will say that we will be doing that.
Wow. Now, it's difficult to see this and not think about the billions that Saudi Arabia invested in Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner's fund. It's hard not to be thinking about that. But that's not even the only thing that's going on. The Trump Organization, run by Trump's sons, is reportedly in talks for a massive deal to build, you all know where, do I even have to tell you, to build a luxury property in a massive government-owned Saudi real estate development. It's like, it's all so obvious what's going on. And that is a project that the Crown Prince himself is overseeing. The entire tenure of Trump has been defined by the merger of his business interests with American foreign policy. The Saudi deal is an example, but there's a bigger story here. Remember the Saudi slush fund from Trump's first term? During his first term and even after leaving office, the Trump family and associates have been showered with cash and contracts from the Saudi regime and its derivative affiliates, which sometimes are not even really, they're just like on paper derivatives. It's really the Saudi sovereign wealth fund. You then have the Khashoggi cover-up, Trump famously shielding Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince, from any consequences internationally after the murder of Khashoggi, saying, hey, this is a relationship we prioritize. We want to keep doing arms sales. We don't care about the human rights issues. We just don't care about the killing of the American journalist enough to actually do something about it. And then you've got this history when it comes to Trump and the Saudis of just blending business and diplomacy. The reports of foreign delegations spending millions at Trump's DC hotel, which is now closed, I believe. The donations to Trump's inaugural fund. Now it's the donations to the stupid ballroom that Trump is building. But the F-35 sale really takes corruption to a new level for three reasons. The corruption of, Trump's kids doing a business real estate deal with MBS. It's like, yeah, that's corrupt. But the F-35s have a national security implication as well, because Pentagon officials themselves are concerned that if we were to sell the F-35 to the Saudis, it could expose the technology of it to China, given that Saudi Arabia and Beijing are increasingly in cahoots. Trump is overriding that, going, I don't care, we're going to sell it to him. Number two, it is impossible to ignore timing that looks like an explicit quid pro quo. It's not even a hidden quid pro quo. Multi-billion-dollar arms deal for the Saudi government, followed by huge real estate deal for Trump's family business. Could it be more obvious and corrupt? And then number three, of course, it's Trump just loves autocrats. He loves dictators. He loves authoritarians. We are increasingly distant from Canada. We're increasingly distant from the UK, from France, from Germany. Trump doesn't even talk about Germany anymore, one of our post-World War II democratic allies. And all of a sudden, Trump, on top of being enamored with Putin and whoever else, is, as Bernie Sanders said it, rewarding a dictator who had a U.S. columnist murdered, suggesting that Trump overtly prefers the Saudi model, which is an autocracy run by a trillionaire family over democracy. Now, if you've been listening to this podcast, you would have seen the groundwork for this being laid years ago. The pay-to-play pattern, the normalization of conflicts of interest. Oh, I'm putting all of my assets into a blind trust. Yeah, one which your kids run and you talk to them about and you still make money from. Oh, wow, what an incredibly courageous and honest thing to do. It's all been to enrich his family. Now, what we need to ask now is, how high a price are you and I going to pay? American taxpayers who funded the F-35 program through our taxes, huge boon for defense contractors, and now we're going to sell our most sensitive military technology, which we subsidized, over the objection of experts to a regime with a monstrous human rights record, while Trump's family business is closing a little deal for a luxury resort on the side. It is a complete and total security risk. They're disguising it as a business transaction. Why wouldn't we take their money? But it is dangerous and it is corrupt, and it is obvious that it was going to come to this. Thanks for watching. Check out this other video. And if you like our content, make sure to subscribe so YouTube puts our videos in your feed, and subscribe to the podcast on Spotify and Apple.